See, we'll try this again. See if you guys can hear me now. This is Wendy Steenchainer here, the naughtiest fairy with Naughty Fairy TV. I am so glad you could join us while we're doing our Naughty Fairy Convention tour. I have a very, very special guest here with me. I want to introduce you to celebrity artist and rock star, Mr. Ruben Rosas. Hello, Ruben. How are you?
Hey.
Ruben is awake.
Yeah, you woke me up. Thank you.
Hi, Tom. Hello, Troy. It's good to see you. Oh my goodness, it's been like forever since I've seen you, I think.
For some reason, it sounds very low on my side. I don't know if it's the same thing with anyone else.
Can you guys hear us okay? Volume. Hello, Shani. I could be being quiet because I'm trying not to, be too rambunctious. Let's see.
How have you been?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Tom says that we both sound fine, so that's good. So maybe it's on your end.
It's on my computer.
It could be. Oh, I'm so excited you were able to join us. Hello, how are you, R. Jones?
Hi.
So we have 7 days left in the campaign, and I was just going through some of the work that you've done with Naughty Fairies, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope I didn't forget any, because you've done a few. You've done more than a few. You've done a bunch. So I thought we would share some of the past pieces that you've done. I thought that would be kind of fun. Let's see.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not sure if we can move you, or I'm not sure. I don't know. Picture in picture. We'll try. Anyway, so this was the first piece you did for Naughty Fairies. That was for book 3, and that was colored by Sanju Navangane, yes. And it just turned out gorgeous.
Yeah, I was really excited to work with Sanju. I put a lot of effort into the piece, and kind of already knowing that I was going to reach out to him and ask him. And I remember this one. Yeah, it was the first time reaching out to him directly, and I wasn't sure what to expect, because I'd seen his work, so I admired it. So you kind of get starstruck with Sanju, and I didn't know him. I'd only seen his name on Facebook. I hadn't seen any of his videos or photos or anything. I think I just barely sent him a friend request not too long before I reached out. And so I wasn't sure what to expect. I wasn't sure if he was going to be like, yeah, no, I don't just work with anyone kind of thing. But no, he was the nicest person, as you know, as many people know. And sure enough, when I got it back, I was blown away. It was everything I expected and more. So it was very exciting.
Sanju is amazing. He's so sweet and so kind, and he just did a beautiful job on this. And this is when you started getting razzed about all your feathers. Hello, Kerry.
Kerry.
This is when the feathers started, because there were a lot of feathers. and then you took it to a whole nother level. So you went from feathers to water droplets.
Water droplets, yes.
And this one you colored, which I was super excited about. So this was, you not only drew it, but then you inked it, and then you colored, and you were drawing the droplets. And it wasn't until you finished, you were like, oh no, I have to ink this and then color it too.
Right. So this is where I found out that Stef's advice, isn't always the best. when you forget that you're going to be the one coloring it too. No, but this one was fun. And, one of the things that I think I can speak for everybody else that works with you, that we appreciate, is like the fact that you just allow us to have fun with whatever pieces we're working on. so like the first one, the previous one, I I we talked about the pose, and then once we narrowed down the post, then I just kind of went with it, and then next thing you know, it was drawn out and it was colored and it turned out great. With this one, we talked about like doing the colors. So I can do colors, but it takes me about twice as long or longer to do the colors versus the line art. So I still don't necessarily always feel comfortable offering that, and I like working with other colorists. Like I like their interpretation and their ability to bring their own oomph to it. But yeah, doing the water, I had to do the initial sketch, the pencils, the inks, and then by the time I got to the colors, yeah.
You were a pro at the droplets.
But it was fun. It was a fun pose, and the colors, like I don't know, I was able to just kind of bring my own idea versus, once it goes to the colors, a lot of times they'll kind of make their own decision on. I figure, with Naughty Fairies, it's very much a fantasy world, so it's like you don't really see many pink skies. So I was like, I'll make the sky.
No, I love this piece. This piece is amazing. And then I love that you incorporated that black tape project into it, which I think was something you had been wanting to play with. So when you did, I'm like, okay, swimsuit. You're like, oh, I have the perfect idea. Yes. So I was so excited to see when you did this piece. And this is one of my favorite pieces. I love this one. It turned out gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then from here, then Ron Zabala and I started razzing you just a little bit. And so then we came up with the ultimate challenge, and we did the connecting cover. This one was Patriotica on one side and Maven on the other, on a pirate ship, lots of hair, and then water droplets, and then we had chains, and we had some torn fabric. Like we threw everything into this piece. And we said, okay, this is your side over here. Right. The blonde for Patriotica, and then Kylie Knight did the other side for Maven. And we had quite a lot of fun with you guys, but you guys did a great job on that. That's a connecting cover set that turned out just beautiful.
Yeah, that one was fun. And thank goodness we had Kylie, because as Stef and I know, with the background thing, that's our kryptonite. Kylie really, stepped up to the plate and laid out the background and all of that. So all I had to worry about was my side and getting that Patriotica, set up correctly.
And that was a lot of fun. That was a fun piece. That was overall, it was a really fun piece to put together, because you got to really show off your chops, and it was a side by side, and the colorist that finished it up did a great job just blending the two. They turned out
it blends together perfectly.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, kind of interesting, working in a collaboration piece like that too, because in the end, like you said, it came together really well. And so, but in the process of it, I was drawing Patriotica, and I ended up drawing her like full figure. So in the final, the feed got cut off. But I drew the full figure, and then in the end, I helped put it together, and that's the only way that I could get her to fit, so that it it looked like they were proportional.
Well, because she's a giant woman.
Yeah.
And that was interesting to see how because we had Maven, who's just like Sam, she might be 5'9", and then you've got Patriotica, who's huge, and trying to place them in the same area and have it work, it was hard.
Yeah, but that background, the tentacles, the all that booty,
The booty, the
the
jewels
gold
down there.
coins,
Yeah, I
gold
think I can.
coins, all of that, all of that gets credited to Kylie, and then the colorist did a great job too with adding some of the effects with the water and all that.
Yeah, it turned out gorgeous.
Yeah, when you see it digital together or all put together like this, it looks really neat, but in person as well. But yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
it was. It
unfortunately,
was.
my one of what I thought was a genius idea to give Patriotica a peg leg didn't. They got vetoed, and so I thought it would have been great. There's the original sketch, the initial sketch, not the because both of the originals on this one got sold to a fan. He owns both of them. He's a big fan collector of Kylie Knight's work, and then he reached out to me to get the connecting piece.
That is
But I
so
have
great.
one of the preliminary sketches, which is part of my stage of how I draw things. But I actually drew her with the peg leg.
We've got all the highs and the welcomes.
I'm
There's
missing the
so many
comment.
wonderful people here.
I saw, primetime Stef on there somewhere. I guess he decided to show up. So thanks, Stef.
And we've got, let's see.
You didn't check your mail today, did you? I don't know if something came in the mail or not.
There is something right here.
Oh, really? Oh,
Package
okay.
arrived.
And
I've been waiting. I was waiting to open it. So
okay.
I want to see what's in
It
here.
might be spam mail. I don't know.
It could be. Oh, that is so cool. That is so awesome. So what Ruben sent was his version of the You Can Draw that Stef and Kerry did with Tom and Stef down there at the bottom.
Go to the Kickstarter, so you get a good look at it.
Yeah, it's on the Kickstarter. It turned out great. It's my lighting isn't great, but this turned out awesome. This is so cool. Thank you so much. And like it's shiny, like her top.
Yeah,
it's like metallic.
Yeah, I have like a metallic. It's actually watercolor, but it's a shimmery
so cool.
metallic. Very April inspired.
When you start throwing the glitter, then you're in trouble. There'll be glitter everywhere. No, this turned out awesome. Her boots even have that same reflective going. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I love this. That is so great. That was such an unexpected surprise. That's so cool.
Yeah, I've been wanting to participate in the drawing things, but I always there's something going on, and so that day I happened to tune in and I was inspired. So
and we still have time to vote on those. So we have the 4 main entries, and then Ruben said because he's a professional celebrity artist, he didn't feel that it was fair to throw his hat in the ring. So if you haven't voted, you can go over to the Kickstarter, and in the updates are the images, and I have them, I think, on my Kickstarter page where people can vote for their favorite, and the winner will get the original Stef piece that he did, and then we'll make a special little stretch goal out of the favorite one. So make sure you go and vote because time is running out. We only have 7 more days, if you can believe it. It's already been that long. And then I didn't address the F-bomb. Yeah, no. You gotta. I'm looking at like you get up to 50K, and I might think about dropping it at that point. But 175. No.
I'm lost. I don't know what that bomb is.
No, I know. The peg leg was great. Hello, Mog.
Hey, Mog. Shouldn't you be drawing?
We get to hang out, so that's cool. All of us are here in one place. Wonderful people is a stretch. Just going through. Yeah, it's fine. You're fine, Tom. I know. I'd have to turn off the light to make you see it, and then it'd be too dark. Yep. Yep. Hello, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Oh. Oh. Vote for Ruben is a vote for Chloe. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I was so excited because I got the 4 drawings and I thought everybody did a great job. And to submit it and to put it out there, that takes a lot of courage. So I want
Yeah, they
everybody
look really good. I
Yeah.
guess drawing like Stef isn't that hard.
Oh no. No.
Stef's leveling up too. We've all seen one of his latest ones, and
Oh
I
my
bet he had to
goodness.
take a nap after that one too. So
That Are you talking about the Siren S piece?
yeah, the one that with the shading, is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
That was impressive.
It
Well
it
done.
is absolutely gorgeous. Um Now we've been able to do a couple shows together.
Yes.
And one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about were different conventions and convention stories, and I think that would oh my goodness. They're on a roll tonight.
Without fail.
Oh, so I was thinking, like, we've done shows together in Vegas, and we've done shows together in Phoenix, and we did that Long Beach, the burlesque show. We were together at that one, and then
Thank
we
you.
had our latest adventure in Baltimore, and those were a lot of fun. All of those were a lot of laughs, and Baltimore itself was just a fantastic adventure,
Yes.
if nothing else, and such a great place to meet. We got to meet Jeff. We were hanging out with Tom. We were hanging out with Stef and Kerry Ann and April and Jim, and we had Alton there. We had CB there. Like, it was just quite the group to all come together, and that was great.
Yeah, that was awesome to get to meet everybody there. Because and I had no idea that it was your first time meeting pretty much everyone there. I thought I was like the first one, because it almost feels like, and we were kind of talking about this with the whole like 2020 and everything going, virtual and interacting online. Like, we all became kind of like friends, kind of like family in a way, and so you couldn't tell who didn't know each other in person. Like, it felt like we all kind of knew each other. And I for sure kind of thought that you would have already met, like Stef, Kerry Ann, and them. But to find out that you hadn't, and then being able to go there and like you said, not even just Stef and Kerry, but then Alton was there. CV, I never met CV, so that was cool. Jim, even though I'd worked with Jim, I met him. So yeah, just having everybody there was really nice.
It was very surreal, and it was hard to come back, and all of us went our different ways, and that part was hard. But this made me giggle because this happened. The right next to me was a table, and that was where that beautiful what was her name? Oh shoot, it's on the tip of my tongue. Samantha, Miss Samantha. And Samantha,
I just remember the cosplay.
Yeah, she was dressed up as Slave Leia, and she was gorgeous. And she had been at our table, like next to us, the first 2 days, and then on Sunday they moved. And I don't think Stef could run fast enough to where your table was, and he had you packed up and moved before you even realized that you were moving. By the time you walked down to where
they just showed up, started like
everything was set up.
picking stuff up and taking it over. Like, okay, I guess it's happening.
So that was cool, because I think once you got over to where we were, that's when a lot of the shenanigans started happening. We
So
had
it's my fault.
no. I think it was just it was I think that's when December had put you in an arm lock
Mm-hmm.
and April had the chair up over her head. I think
Yeah,
that was when.
that was totally April. I was like, hey, wait a minute. She seemed a little overly excited about doing that. I was like, wait a minute. No, that was great.
Well, that hasn't happened
Great
yet.
improv. So
I
something
think
I don't know if you caught, if I told you, but talking about the cosplay model. After I moved there, I don't remember if it was Saturday or it might have been Sunday. Um, I was standing there, and this guy comes up to the table, and he's just kind of looking at his guide, and just looks at me, looks at the guide, and
he's like, you're not
he's kind of
her.
perplexed. He's all like, "Isn't there supposed to be a cosplay model here?" It's like, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want to go over there." Sorry, guy.
Yeah, I think they wanted to be near their friends, so
Right.
it worked out perfectly that we
Yeah.
could bring you over to where we were. But that was really
That
funny.
worked
Yeah,
out very well.
just like I don't think that's right. I think the frowny faces, Simeon, were because you were sad that you couldn't go. I think that's
Oh,
what the
that's
sad faces were for. Let's see. I'm probably skipping something. I'm trying to make sure everybody. He had the books and everything
yeah,
else,
but
and
tell
I
me how
like
that
he
was
like
set up.
yeah, Steph kind of threw him to me, and I grabbed him and had him on the table, and the banner was like already set up before you even got there.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I need to get somebody like that to help me with my setups.
Yes, we can't blame April. We all want to do it.
Hey, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. That was nice of you to take him. Yeah, I don't know where she ended up going. I have been in talks with her about doing a cosplay actually for Naughty Fairies. So I'm hoping that we can get our schedules to align and have her do something for us. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was surprised. You're not her. No.
I'm like, for the right amount, I'll wear the bikini.
Oh, we've got a new booth babe. Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
No, she was darling. I like Samantha. She's a sweetheart. Speaking of sweethearts.
Oh, hey, look at that. Hey, that's not
How's
Ruben.
it going? How's it going?
I was wondering where that went. I was like, wait a minute, that didn't come back with me. Where did it go?
I got the coolest banner.
You do. That is gorgeous.
Well,
That red Monica.
and since his name went on my cover on one of Jim's slabs, I'm just gonna bring this with me to conventions.
That makes sense.
I'll get double the fans at my table.
People start thinking you're both together. That you're both
Awesome.
the same person.
Yeah, Steph got that one in the Ruben pre-claims.
Baltimore was such fun, absolute fun.
It was. And I have a feeling Vegas is even going to top that.
Well, and this is the work of art, the Red Sonja, the Red Monica that he did. That just absolutely blew me away. Like every artist, you remember what first attracted you to their work. And I saw this and I was like, I mean, nobody's done a better Red Monica ever, period. I mean, the hair is just everywhere. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So I remember the first Bill Bouquet. I remember that this is the first Ruben I saw that I was like, holy shit, that guy's good. And then I just started commenting and stuff on Facebook when I was friends with him. And I watched him commenting. He's a lot of fun in comments and in chat. And I'm like, oh, this guy's great. And then we just kind of became friends in chat and online. But Baltimore was just awesome to finally be able to meet Ruben and see his OAs, because I never saw his all of his original art and stuff like that. And then that just his original art, dude, you spend so much time on the details. I a part of me is jealous, but part of me is like, nah, it would blow my mind to try and do that stuff.
Yeah, I do kind of hate myself at times.
Yeah, like even that graphite drawing that you're talking about, it just took too much time. I must have ADD or something, and it's just like, is this? And I'm finishing it up and doing some of the details, like some of erasing away some of the graphite here and there to give the effects, and I'm just like, am I done with this yet?
Yeah.
Like, can I just be done?
Oh man.
That well, I think it was that. Did you do that when I talked to you in Long Beach?
What's that?
Or LA? It might have been LA Comic Con. Was that the Red Monica you guys had just drawn up for that show?
I don't think so. I drew that one way back actually in like 2012.
I'm trying to think which piece it was, because you had just drawn up a piece and you had it as the exclusive, and I just went over and I was just like, I was in awe. And that's when I'm like, okay, Ruben. And that's when we talked, and I talked you into joining the Naughty Fairy family. You know,
was that at WonderCon or before that?
Yeah.
Because I know I do some exclusives at WonderCon that are just characters that we come up with, like with Simeon and stuff.
Can you respond to some of these wise ass comments?
But I can't really remember. But yeah, I was just thinking the other day, this Red Monica one, there's that 10-year challenge going around or whatever, and I was like, it's almost been 10 years.
Dude, you can't beat that.
Did that one, and
no, it's gorgeous.
Willa Moss colored it. That was exciting.
You can't beat that. I hate to say it, but I think you topped out right about there. So that's your plateau right there.
I was proud of it. And then, Stef knows this feeling. Like when you get it back colored and it looks really good.
It just blows your mind, right?
Yeah. So like I was talking about earlier about Sanju, we're getting to work with Sanju. Well, this was the first time I'd already seen Ula's work. And at the time, she was primarily working with like Mike DeMalfo. She had started doing, I think, some of Campbell's work. And so, of course, I was blown away by it. And I happened to find her on DeviantArt at the time, back when I was using it still, and she was on there. And she happened to be taking commissions. So I was like, whoa. So I reached out by email right away and asked her, and she took it. And next thing you know, there it was. And yeah, that's exciting.
It's gorgeous.
She's really nice, and we still chat every now and then on Messenger.
I talk to more than enough artists, but the one thing Ruben has always said that I completely 100% agree with is that we're doing lines, but when that color comes back, like he's always said that, and I always say that, the color come back, it's a whole other work. Like there's no such thing as artists and colorists. It's like when you draw it, it looks good. It's a pencil drawing or a line drawing, and it looks good. But it's not until the color marries to it that it becomes a really cool work of art, And that's one of the things I've always respected about Ruben. He knows a good colorist makes you look absolutely fabulous. And so it really is a collaboration more than it is like one person doing one job and the other person doing the other job.
Yeah, and I'm a big admirer of line art. Like whenever I see like Jeff Lee's lines, Jeff Scott Campbell, I've gotten a chance to, since we're here, when we were living in San Diego, I was going to Comic-Con, and that's where Jeff Scott Campbell goes. And so he has his original art there. I'm like, whoa, talking about being starstruck and like being able to hold a binder with his work, or I've gotten a chance to hold binders with Joe Mad's art, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's faint right now. But even they collaborate, and they have great colorists. Jim Lee doesn't really have many other people color his stuff other than Sinclair. Joe Mad, back when he was doing Battle Chasers, Liquid colors. Oh my God, if I could get that guy to color something of mine, like that would be, as well. But I love that combination of him and that liquid colors. I think it's Christian something or other. And I did reach out actually and got the turn down because he's not really done anything any more colors. So it's just more of like,
Right, Josh?
but yeah, definitely. Whenever I get a chance to have a say so and the colorist, I do try to go with somebody that I know that it's almost like I know the piece is tailored towards one colorist or another, and we can't all have Kerry in, so.
And that's the thing is like, I know exactly what you're saying because when I first started, it would go to Ceci or it would go to Sanju or it would go to somebody I never heard of. And sometimes I'd get edits from the publishers and sometimes I wouldn't. And so sometimes I had absolutely no say in how it was going to turn out. And for me, it's just a huge relief to know that everything I do is going to get colored by Kerry because I know how it's going to come out. Like I don't worry about that anymore, or I don't hope, oh gee, I hope I get this colorist. No, I got the best colorist. I'm not worried about that anymore, kind of thing. So yeah, because sometimes you do fantastic lines and you're just like, the color, it's not that it's bad, it just didn't come out the way you thought it would. Like, you know what I mean? Like their colors didn't do to your work what you thought it was going to do, kind of thing. So
well, it eases your mind, and I'm starting to kind of get this, and I can understand why certain artists work with others. Again, going back to the Jim Lee reference, he doesn't work with pretty much anyone else other than Scott Williams for inks because Scott Williams knows forwards and backwards, and whatever he puts down, Scott Williams interprets perfectly. So yeah, if you know that whatever you put down on paper is going to be interpreted correctly by the colorist or whomever you're working with, that then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about like drawing everything out or making sure that you communicate it. It's almost like that the other person knows what you're going for as well. Or if I always left it with like, hey, like I'm done with my part, now it's your turn. Like take full on creative liberty. Feel free to add, like if I didn't do the background, add the background.
Right.
Or if I miss something, or if you think you can enhance something with some shininess or whatever highlights, there's certain colors that will make the eyes pop, and then there's others that won't. And so you kind of, at least from an artist standpoint, you notice that, so you're going to go with somebody that understands that, or you point it out to make sure they focus on certain things that they have to make pop.
Yeah, I know a certain colorist would make, somehow with the shading, would make the faces of the work, because the problem is you put a lot more detail and a lot more clues into your work because you put a lot more detail into your work, so there's a lot more clues for the colorist. Mm-hmm. And my style is completely the opposite of yours. I mean, my line art is a basic framework, and so some colorists would put more shading into the faces in places that, and I would even send them reference pictures, but they just weren't used to my work. And it was funny because they would put shading in places that I would never put shading, and the faces would become really mousy or tight drawn or whatever. And I'm like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, it doesn't even look like the way I draw,
right?
Because I'm not giving them enough clues as to what it is my work looks like. And I would send them reference pictures, but it's just, if they don't know how you draw, then they don't know how to color it, kind of thing. Yeah. And sometimes, like you said, you give them free reign, and sometimes they do things to it that just, blows it away. Put highlights in the hair where you didn't even think of and make it look fantastic. So, until you get that consistency. I mean,
that's why it needs to be a collaboration.
Yeah, it should always be a collaboration. But unfortunately, sometimes the publisher gets in the way, and not in a bad way, but it's like you give the line art to them and they give the line art to a colorist, and suddenly you're not part of the two of you aren't directly communicating, and that's always a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the chances that I've had, and again, like with Wendy, I'd be like, hey, I want to work with Sanju, and it's like, okay. So then I could kind of communicate with Sanju, and it's like, hey, like this is what I'm going for, and kind of give him, my direction to an extent, and then from there, it's like, all right, now then just kind of go with it, and it's more of like if I feel that there's something that, because whenever I've colored my stuff, there's times where I'll draw something, and then when I get to the colors, I forget what the heck I was drawing. I was like, oh, wait a minute, let me go back to the sketches to figure out what I was drawing. So, I can't imagine having to be interpreting some of the stuff from other artists as a colorist. So I don't know how Kerry Ann does it. Well, I mean, again, she understands you, she knows you, and you're there.
Right.
But like with other colorists or with other artists and the way they work, I'm like, that's why I don't necessarily want to do too much colors, although I might be doing something coming
And
up. But,
and the funny thing is, we work in the same studio, so I'm literally, she could just turn her head and ask me a question. She just chooses not to. So she takes my line art and she does whatever the heck she wants with it, and I just have to accept it. So there's very little.
That's not true.
You all heard that.
I'm kidding. She does ask for direction. Sometimes she'll ask for direction, but usually it's just that's the convenience. I get to look over, see what she's doing, and see where she's going with it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
One of the things that Kerry Ann and I have talked about was when she was coloring Naughty Fairy's piece of April's, and April sent her just a ton of beautiful references to work with for the color palette, for the way she wanted the lighting, or the way she wanted this done or that done. And so, it's nice when the colorist and the penciler can communicate. It was just another example of what you guys have been saying. Like Ruben's been working with, let's see. Yeah, exactly. Working with somebody you already know, you know what your work's going to come back as. And you've been working with Ron for so many years now that, Ron tells you this is what I want. He knows exactly what he's going to get.
Yeah.
And then you've got your colorist that you've already been working with, and they already know what your work's going to be. So it's always awesome. Oh my goodness.
And like Ron kind of has a good eye for what he wants to. So I kind of trust when I hand it over to him that he's gonna partner it up with somebody. And luckily, I've been able to work with different colorists, and they all pretty much seem to to work out okay. I like all the different pieces, for different reasons, and there's variety, and I like it.
Exactly. And I think everybody has their favorites. I have favorite people that I like to work with. Stef has Kerry Ann as his colorist now. That is his sole colorist.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of breaking news, but there might be something coming up with Kerry Ann. I won't say any more than that, but we'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. That's yeah.
She's my colorist. Nobody gets her.
Oh shit! I forgot that Stef was here.
It's funny because she just colored a cover for Courtney for Wendy's Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm going to move the banner, though.
You
You can fit?
She's hiding back there.
I got her mad.
Yeah, no,
There
that's
she
awesome.
is.
I'm kidding you.
You got to move the banner. That's good.
I'm only staying for a second.
Hey, Kerry Ann.
Hi.
Hi.
So I could probably go to a bar, flirt with every guy in there, and he wouldn't be as jealous as he was when I was working on Courtney's work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me show you the piece that we're talking about. If you
I was
have
like, no, you're not coloring other people's work. Damn it.
Yeah.
See? No,
Oh,
stop
I
that.
love it.
No. You're going to do it
It
better
turned
than
out
you do mine.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then, Ruben, this is the new piece that you did for Sireness World Tour.
Oh, beautiful.
It turned out gorgeous.
It
So
did turn out
pretty,
gorgeous.
shiny, sparkly. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I was
So-
excited because when I pulled up your banner today, this is what I got to see.
Oh wow!
Very nice.
That turned out awesome. So I'm super excited because I think the Sireness piece that you did is gorgeous. We didn't get to the final one that you had done before this, and that was the kimono piece. And I'm not going to show the naughty one. I'll just show the clean version. But this was gorgeous.
That was amazing.
And
That
that's
was
with
amazing.
the cherry blossoms because
Ah.
we have one without the cherry blossoms. Like we have a lot of fun with that piece. But that was beautiful.
So pretty.
I thought was awesome with that cover was when you put the mirror background, when you put the chrome background to it. She became 3D. And the best part of it was Ruben's work looks fantastic in 3D because she came out from the cover because of that mirror background.
Yeah.
And you just see the perfection of his work. It's just absolutely amazing.
It's gorgeous.
I'm going that way now. I just wanted to say hi.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's this kind of shows the stages of being able to work with Wendy, and there's Simeon.
Hi, how are
Oh,
you?
Simeon's
Simeon?
there. Hello.
Hi guys.
You look
Hello.
beautiful.
Every now and then she'll show back on social media.
I activated my account today just for this. Like only reason. Only reason. Otherwise
for Wendy.
Facebook can they keep censoring me. I share his stuff and then it literally like warns me it's gonna give me a 30-day ban because I post a kid's playmat for sale. A
Really?
Finding Nemo playmat just because I streamed him drawing boobs on his Instagram and didn't realize it was linked up to my Facebook,
Yeah.
Wow.
which was actually that cover with the cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
That's what started it. And ever since then, Facebook thinks I'm a pervert. But really, it's especially Ruben.
It's Ruben's fault.
So,
Oh my
hi
goodness.
guys. I was looking for the piece that you mentioned in the video I was watching while I cooked dinner.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it. I found the mermaid, but I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the blood moon one where it's the vampire, but she's got those really like cool claw hooker heels.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, we ended up making
That was-
statues out of it for the last WonderCon too, like 3D printed.
Very cool. It's a gorgeous piece.
Do you have it?
I think so.
He'll find it. The record trading cards are going to be about 3 inches in
There
diameter.
you go.
So they're going to be a good size trading card. I'm so excited for those because we've
That
got
is
the
so-
traditional trading cards and then
So different.
Way closer.
yeah,
Go much closer.
yep, that's the one. It's so cool.
I'll share it later on Facebook.
It's
or something.
beautiful.
And I'm gonna go stir dinner.
Yeah.
I make no promises that a 3-year-old will not be jumping on the bed behind Ruben. So if you
That's
see me,
okay.
just say hi.
We like 3-year-olds.
Every time I open the door, it's a risk.
Yeah, so I was saying, like, as many artists, we like to dabble with different things. We try to focus on one thing and stay good at it. But hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
But like when we started with the first one with the feathers, it was very much the normal, the line art, and then get it to a colorist and let them work their magic. And then I proposed for the second one, doing my own colors, and I figured I felt comfortable enough with you that I thought even if it didn't turn out like perfect, which is, I know it's a bad term to use, but that's kind of almost what I aim for, and it's a bad way of thinking of it. But if it didn't turn out perfect in my mind, that I thought you would be accepting of it, like that you would like it enough. I was confident enough that you would like it, and sure enough, it turned out well.
Okay, but how long did it take you? I can't even imagine. See, I watched Kerry teach herself how to color, and now her speed is phenomenal. Obviously, but the first few certainly were not. How long did it take you to color that cover?
I don't even remember, but it
Days?
It definitely took me a while. I mean, I've been so I'm gonna show my age here. Not that it's hidden or secret or anything, but
Probably the youngest
I
one here.
was going to art college in 2000 to 2003, so I learned Photoshop, digital coloring, and then for a while I kind of went on hiatus and wasn't doing a whole lot of art and digital or anything. And then when my daughter Scarlett was born, when Simeon got pregnant, it kind of rekindled things, and I started doing I did a hey Ryan.
Yo,
Hey Ryan.
I heard you were talking shit, so I'm getting on.
All right.
And I mean, Stef, he was talking shit.
Me
not
never.
Oh gosh, how you doing?
I'm like you, man. I'm working. I got done eating, and I came back down to work, and I saw you guys were on.
Well,
It's so
you
good
and
to see
you and
you.
Steph are the workaholics, man. You guys are.
I am a workaholic.
Machines.
I can't even hold a candle to how much Ryan works. Holy crap!
One project after another.
I tried posting I post my roughs on Facebook just to offset all of the originals he's posting up constantly, like all day long. He's posting new works of art. I'm posting roughs just to keep up.
That's what we call insomniac and OCD, I guess, maybe, or ADHD. That's probably the right one, ADHD.
Yeah.
I just don't stop. Ruben knows. Wendy knows.
I have the opposite, man. I can't stay awake.
It's been a while since I got to see you. When was oh my gosh.
No, well, I saw you guys at C2E2. But before that, it was 2 years.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Now, are you going to be in Vegas? That's the question.
As far as I know, yeah. I should be.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I usually always do the amazing show. So as far as I know, I should be in Vegas.
Awesome. Well, all of us will be there, plus a handful of troublemakers. So
it's always, I mean, I'm usually the big troublemaker in Vegas, but the more the merrier. Then it doesn't look like I actually did anything bad.
Plus, it's Vegas. You're loud.
They don't see it that way. My wallet doesn't see it that way either.
No, we started our show. We were talking about different convention shenanigans and stories, and I know you've got a few rumbling around.
Convention stories?
Share, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I have so many. That's what we created a comic book about. That's all that Con Artist is about. Is all the Comic-Con stories
around since when it was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still fun, but I think we are all in that age now where after the convention is done, it's like, can we just go to dinner and then I'm going to bed. Whereas 10 years ago, Ruben, if you remember, we'd be like dinner, shots until 3 in the morning.
I've only heard.
Well, no, I mean, granted, it wasn't 10 years ago, but San Diego was like that when you guys came to visit.
Yeah, I know.
Do we need to go fund for bail money? No, man, I know people. It's okay. I got connections.
Yeah, the Phoenix shows used to be fun because we had Mike there, and then Ibas would go, Benitez. So there would usually be something going on after the fact.
You've got that bromance going on with Mike,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I'm very even with him, we're very more low key than it used to be. So no, yeah, we're putting a lot of that into con artists. We're putting that into the books. So the secrets will be out.
Yeah.
People
That's
want to
awesome.
know what we actually have to go through, like in the industry and outside of shows. Well, they're about to.
That is
Yeah,
exciting.
and that issue of con artists I read was hysterical. There were a couple panels in there that were just absolutely hysterical. That one about now it's not mint because
Oh
somebody
yeah,
picked up the comic.
because you touched it.
I mean, it's just like, it was like almost like just like a deadpan kind of, oh, now it's not mint. And it was just freaking hysterical. Maybe bust out laughing because there are those people at cons. There are people, like what he's writing in con artists. Those people exist, and they exist. And it's about time they got made fun of because they're just crazy.
I mean, one of the other ones that I like so much in the first issue is there's so many one-liners that some people will understand. But that same page that you're talking about is the guy that looks like an anime character or whatever. And his quote is like, "I only read books that go from right to left instead of
right."
And because it's stuff we deal with. They're like, we all have superheroes on our table, and you get do you have any anime stuff? No, we don't.
Yeah, it's all those idiot questions you get at a con in a comic book.
Yep. Oh, everything. I'm trying to find. I just actually got a couple pictures from issue 2, but I think it's too small for you guys to actually read any of it. But it's like the battle of the cosplayers right now, the slutty one and the actual cosplayer. That's like part of the next issue is one girl that actually does the whole mech suits and crazy stuff, and the other one that just dresses in like a G-string and booty shorts.
Right. Well, like when we were at Baltimore, Ruben, you'll remember the guy who came by in that Bender costume, right?
Yeah.
He somehow managed to do the costume in a way that he was sticking out the back. So it looked like Bender walking. And because of the way the legs were done, it looked like the cartoon because the legs would move the same way Bender's legs would move.
Oh,
and it was brilliant. And I was so glad he won. But like you said, there's all these Slave Leia cosplayers who are usually going to win just because they're hot chicks in bikinis. But the Bender guy actually won, and we were so glad because he was such a cool guy, and it was such a lot of work in that costume.
Well, usually I'll give it one thing. Like usually the cosplay contests are usually they're ran pretty well. Like those people actually do based on the cosplay itself, not what the person looks like. But if you notice going into the book, like some of the stuff you get is the cosplay guests, and you'll get the ones that are put on display, like they're advertised and stuff, are some of the cosplayers. They do like all their suits, like Jessica Negri, man. She does crazy costumes and stuff. And then you'll get the other ones that are at the show that literally wear like one of those onesies. And that's it. And it's like, oh, everything was paid for. I just show up in a unicorn onesie. What? Okay. But no, yeah, we're making fun of it all. I make fun of myself. I make fun of print walls, and the fun part is other people in the industry are reading it and getting a crack at it. So I actually have Garrett Gunn is writing a one-shot for himself based on like the writer's aspect of it. So it's a con artist. I can't remember what title he gave it, but it's like an offshoot. So instead of my view as an artist, it's his view as a writer.
That'll be cool.
But yeah, awesome. A lot of people are like, dude, I want to do something. I want to make fun of the fact that everyone teases me about doing this. Like Greg Horn wants to do covers. And so I'm like, well, at least no one's really caring about that. I'm making fun of like all of us.
Right. Well, and the cool thing is it's a great subject because if people like comics, chances are they've been to conventions, and this is a common ground that we all know.
Right. Yeah. No, there's going to be no rules. We're doing it all. Again, I make fun of myself and what I do half of the time.
Look who's working away too right now as he talks.
Oh, me? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he's got
Todd
comics
McFarlane
in
working
one
on a
hand
car
and a
ride.
pencil in the other. He's doing 2 covers at once, right? 2 sketch covers at once. Right?
I was working on a cover earlier. Now I'm working on pages. Yeah. So I kind of once I get tired of one thing, I just bounce to the other for a little while.
Yeah, Ruben, I've seen that. It's like a template that when you draw with the middle pencil, it draws 2 more pictures on either side. He needs one of those.
I saw one where they have one attached to their feet too now, and they're like working.
Oh, I've seen that guy. I don't even understand how that works.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Amazing.
Like I've tried to watch it, and my mind just does not comprehend how 5 different images are being drawn at one time.
Yep.
I'm like, that's just straight witchcraft. So that'll probably make it into the book too.
Yep.
Mock says hi, Ryan. She's watching there. It might be Mel.
Hello. Yeah, it might be Mel. Either way, I love both of them.
They're fun. Yeah, they've been really good.
Mel makes the best Musubis like in the world outside of being on Hawaii. If you know,
okay, but con artist has to have a booth that is a solid tower of Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be that'll be in one of them.
It's got because every convention there is something that looks like an office building built entirely out of Funko Pops with like a door in it.
Yeah.
It's like
you haven't been to Comic-Con or LA Comic-Con.
Yeah. My dog's yelling at me. What was it? God, I don't remember. But Stef, you read the first one. It's got the wall of prints, you know.
Yeah.
So the next is the wall of Funkos and stuff.
Yeah, like it's like 40-foot wall of prints or whatever. Yeah.
No, yep, we're doing it. But yes, Wendy, there's so many stories. I don't even know if we can actually talk about some of the stories from cons because it might be legally. We might get in trouble. I don't know how that time of what's that legal term? Well, you can't get statute of limitations. Yeah, I don't think I've passed some of that yet because public property might have been defaced or. 1 year in Phoenix, Mike did some stuff with some gold statues, so I don't, we're gonna leave it at that. There, I mean, at one point there were pictures, but I think we scrubbed them somewhere.
That's probably a good plan.
Yeah.
No pictures, it didn't happen.
No, there's no proof.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I had a really great time, and I know everybody's got deadlines and things to draw and things to work on. So, it was a surprise to have both Stef and Ryan come and hang out. And poor Ruben was like ambushed. He wasn't expecting it either.
Are you pointing at your sign? I can't ever do that.
No, it always goes
right.
back.
You have to point like the opposite.
It's right there.
Yeah.
You can put all your stuff up. I'm like, here. I'm too lazy. I just put the last name.
Right.
Everybody knows it.
But I hope everybody had a great time, and thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. It's always good to hang out with friends. So thank you for coming.
Tell Bill I said what's up.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
Ryan
Yeah,
says,
Bill, come say hi.
He says, "What's up?" He might be flipping you off from behind the counter. I don't know. Wait, are you coming? No, he's good.
Yeah, tell him I'm giving him a censored one too.
I will show him that gesture when I see him.
Yeah. Tell him and go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. I'll tell him.
Go Chiefs.
So thank you everybody for hanging out. And if you haven't checked out, well, you've got Con Artists. Is that live now?
No. The second issue, we'll probably do a Kickstarter for it next month sometime.
Okay, perfect. Nice. So look for Con Artists next month. We've got Naughty Fairy Comic Con going until the end of the month. It ends in 6 days. That's Sireness World Tour. Let's see what you got there.
Magic Mike.
Everybody enjoying the Book of Boba?
No.
Book of Boba. Yes, we've been watching it. I didn't like that one episode with the Power Rangers moped Vespas.
Ruben, you gotta understand. You're always making fun of me not sleeping. It's not that I'm not sleeping. I just don't watch TV ever. So, Book of Boba Fett gone. Did I see The Walking Dead? No.
I didn't
I'm
even
gonna,
go back.
Game of Thrones? Didn't see
I'm
it.
gonna
That's all
interject
that
here,
time I was
Simeon.
drawing. All
I'm
the
going to
time I was
interject. If
drawing.
Ruben didn't watch sports, he could do 5 times the amount of covers.
Exactly.
Don't watch it. Just put it on the radio, man. Listen to it.
I heard some artists talking about watching Game of Thrones. When you add up the hours of Game of Thrones, no way, man. You know how much strong you could get done in that amount of time?
I cheat though. I have a monitor right here, so I draw while I
That's the way
listen
to
to
do it.
stuff. So I got work monitor and background TV monitor, but I don't have normal TV. I just stream everything. So like
Yeah.
I'm watching Shameless. I've never seen that shit. And now I understand why I've never seen it. It's freaking crazy.
That's
Can't
what
watch
I've been
that with my
watching.
kids around.
Yeah. I've been watching Shameless. This is like my 4th or 5th run because I just put it on and then it just plays.
But
Yeah.
in
So
the background.
every time I happen to look at it, I'm like, oh, I missed that part before because I was doing something else.
Yeah.
But yeah. Shameless is
Yep.
that's crazy. Like it's traumatizing there. There's some
Yeah,
stuff
that's
you're
not a
just
good
like,
show. That's not a good kid-friendly show.
no. But thank you guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for hanging out.
Good to see everybody. I'm glad I popped on.
Thanks
Thank you for having us,
popping on.
Ruben.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night, guys.
all of you. Bye.
Take
Be
care,
good
Wendy.
humans.